1. 1954. Chevy. The 1954 Chevy might not immediately come to mind when thinking of forgotten Chevys, as it often takes a back seat to the more celebrated 1955 to 1957 Tri-5 models. Despite its immense success in terms of sales, with 1,399,121 units sold that year, the 1954 Chevy never quite reached the same level of fame or recognition as its more powerful V8-equipped successors. However, the 1954 model still holds considerable appeal within certain segments of the automotive community, particularly among hot rodding enthusiasts. It's a sought-after choice for building custom street rods, low-riders, and period-correct gassers, ensuring its continued presence in niche circles despite being overshadowed by the later, more iconic Tri-5 cars. 2. 1958 Chevy. The 1958 Chevy is another iconic model that, much like the 1954 version, was overshadowed by the immense popularity of the Tri-5 series that came before it. During this era, Detroit fully embraced the jet age design trend, which featured bold chrome accents and sweeping futuristic curves. However, the 1958 Chevy took these styling elements to their extreme, introducing an all-new X-frame chassis that further enhanced its dramatic appearance. Unfortunately, this bold design approach didn't quite resonate with consumers, resulting in a sharp decline in sales, down nearly 30% compared to the highly successful 1957 model. Though the 1958 Chevy is often overlooked in favor of its more celebrated predecessors and successors, it's far from forgettable. In fact, its striking design played a significant role in shaping the 1959 Chevy, which would go on to experience a sales rebound due to a more refined and balanced interpretation of those same bold styling cues. 3. 1960 to 1969 Chevy Corvair. The Chevy Corvair was launched during the 1958 recession, a time when economic challenges were driving Americans towards smaller, more fuel-efficient cars. As a compact rear-engine vehicle, the Corvair offered a fresh and innovative approach, boasting impressive fuel economy and a stylish design that attracted a lot of attention. However, early versions of the Corvair were marred by serious handling issues, which were not fully corrected until later models. This problem, combined with increasing criticism, was compounded by the release of Ralph Nader's Asterisk Unsafe at Any Speed Asterisk in 1965, which specifically criticized the Corvair for its safety flaws. The book's damning portrayal of the car, along with growing public awareness of its shortcomings, led to a dramatic decline in its reputation. Ultimately, GM decided to discontinue the Corvair after the 1969 model year. Despite its troubled legacy and reputation for being unsafe, the Corvair still enjoys a devoted following. A small but passionate group of enthusiasts continues to restore and cherish these cars, ensuring that, even though the Corvair may have been forgotten by many, it remains fondly remembered within certain automotive circles. 4. 1973 to 1976 Chevy Chevelle SS and Laguna S3. In the early 1970s, amidst rising fuel prices and stricter emissions regulations, cars like the Chevy Chevelle SS and Laguna S3 were built with some of the most advanced chassis and suspension systems available at the time. These vehicles had the potential to be among the best performing and most powerful Chevys of the era, thanks to their strong engineering foundations that offered a solid platform for muscle car enthusiasts. Unfortunately, their engines were significantly underpowered due to the new emission standards, which severely limited their performance potential. In addition, the mandatory installation of safety bumpers, imposed by federal regulations, added unnecessary weight and disrupted the smooth, aggressive lines of these cars. As a result, despite their superb handling and well-crafted suspension systems, the Chevelle SS and Laguna S3 were unable to meet the high-performance expectations set by their earlier muscle car predecessors. Nevertheless, these cars still occupy an important place in Chevy's muscle car history, and despite the challenges they faced, they are still remembered as notable examples of automotive design during a time of significant industry change. 5. 1975 Chevy Corvette. The 1975 Chevy Corvette is often seen by enthusiasts as one of the lower points in the long history of this iconic American sports car. With just 165 horsepower, the 1975 model fell far behind even the most basic subcompact cars of the time in terms of performance. This was a major letdown for fans who were used to the Corvette's earlier reputation for high performance. However, despite its power deficiencies, the 1975 Corvette still featured an outstanding chassis, which remained one of the car's key strengths. While this particular model is often viewed as a weak link in the otherwise successful C3 Corvette lineup, it played an important role as a transitional model, helping to pave the way for future advancements. The innovations found in the 1975 Corvette ultimately contributed to the development of the more refined and groundbreaking 1984 C4 model, which would go on to redefine the Corvette's legacy. Therefore, although the 1975 Corvette may not have been a high-performance standout, its impact on the Corvette's evolution and its place in the brand's history are undeniable. 6. 1976 Chevy Cosworth Vega. The Chevy Vega initially had a troubled debut, suffering from issues like premature ring wear and oil blow-by, which earned it a reputation for poor reliability. In an effort to salvage the Vega's image and improve its performance credentials, Chevy introduced the 1976 Cosworth Vega, a performance-focused model aimed at revitalizing the line. This version was equipped with a new aluminum block engine, developed in collaboration with the renowned British engineering firm Cosworth. The engine produced 110 horsepower and, for the first time in a Chevy, featured electronic fuel injection. Despite these technical advancements, the Cosworth Vega was priced on the higher side, and its association with the Vega's previous poor reputation limited its appeal. Only around 3,500 units were produced, making it one of the more obscure and forgotten performance cars of the 1970s. While it showcased significant potential and represented a serious effort to revitalize the Vega, the 1976 Cosworth Vega remains a largely overlooked and underappreciated chapter in Chevy's history of performance cars. 7. 1980 to 1985 Chevy Citation. Manufactured between 1980 and 1985, the Chevy Citation was part of Chevy's larger shift towards smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles, responding to the changing market demands of the time. While the Citation was introduced with the intention of appealing to more economy-minded consumers, it quickly became apparent that the car had significant design flaws and underpowered engines, which made it far from desirable, although it was named Asterisk Motor Trend. As Car of the Year in 1980, its reputation quickly deteriorated due to a high number of recalls, which severely tarnished Chevy's image as a whole. While the Citation did receive some praise for its potential and features at the time, its long list of flaws, unremarkable design, and lack of consumer enthusiasm ensured that it would be remembered as one of Chevy's least memorable cars. Despite the accolades, the car's poor performance and reliability issues have left it largely forgotten and overshadowed by more successful models in Chevy's history. 8. 2003 to 2006 Chevy SSR. The Chevy SSR, launched in 2003, was a bold and ambitious effort by Chevrolet to create a retro-styled roadster that blended classic design elements with modern features. Sporting a unique look, it featured a retractable hardtop and was powered by a 5.3 LV8 engine. While it offered exciting features like a convertible roof and truck-inspired styling, the SSR struggled to make an impact in the market. Despite its eye-catching design, it was considered overpriced, especially when compared to other sports cars of the time, and its performance fell short of the expectations set by its striking appearance. As a result, the SSR failed to gain widespread popularity and became somewhat of an oddity in Chevy's lineup. While it developed a small but loyal following among enthusiasts, it has largely faded from public memory and is now overshadowed by more successful models from that era. Despite its innovative approach and distinctive design, the SSR remains a vehicle that many people overlook today, remembered more as a curiosity in automotive history than a commercial success. 9. 2006 to 2007 Chevy Monte Carlo SS and Impala SS. In the mid-2000s, Chevrolet introduced the Monte Carlo SS and Impala SS, two models equipped with the 5.3 LLS 4V8 engine, offering a more affordable way for consumers to experience V8 performance in family-friendly vehicles. Both cars featured front-wheel drive, which, while practical for everyday driving, unfortunately limited the full potential of their powerful engines and performance capabilities. Although these models successfully combined power with practicality, the front-wheel drive setup ultimately prevented them from achieving the level of performance typically expected from a V8-powered car. Despite their interesting concept and the appeal of offering a V8 experience at a reasonable price, both the Monte Carlo SS and Impala SS were overshadowed by other performance-oriented vehicles on the market, leaving them somewhat obscure in Chevy's history. While they deserve credit for attempting to bring muscle car performance to family sedans, these models have largely faded from the spotlight and remain largely forgotten in the broader landscape of Chevy's performance lineup. 10. 2011 to 2017 Chevy Caprice PPV. The 2011 to 2017 Chevy Caprice PPV, a police pursuit vehicle, was imported from Australia and built on the Holden Commodore platform. Equipped with a 6.0 LLS V8 engine producing 335 horsepower, the Caprice PPV offered impressive performance capabilities. However, its uninspired generic sedan styling and its limited availability, being used exclusively by law enforcement, held it back from gaining wider recognition. Unlike many other Chevy models, the Caprice PPV was never made available to the public, which contributed to its relative obscurity in the larger automotive market, making it one of the more forgotten models in recent Chevy history. Despite its lack of mainstream visibility, the Caprice PPV has garnered a devoted following among car enthusiasts who appreciate its performance potential and its unique position as a high-performance vehicle designed solely for law enforcement. Although largely unknown to the general public, the Caprice PPV continues to be regarded as a hidden gem by those who recognize its capabilities and distinctive history.